Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Unitech Logics. Today my topic is Android history and how many versions in Android. Now starts history of Android. Last updated. Android devices from a very essential part of a hug section of mobile phone users in today's world. With the global turmoil in the COVID-19 eras, the population has now entered a digital sphere. Android is the most used OS in smartphones during these days of transformation. But when did something like an Android take birth in the first place, and how did it decide its journey of growth? We did not know earlier than Mother Planet was to go on a social distancing strike in 2020. So, how we were still prepared? Let's answer all the questions right here. When did it all start? The story of Android dates back to 2003 when Andy Robin, Rich Miner, Nick Sears, and Chris White co-founded a startup, Android Inc. in Palo Alto, California. However, the company was later faced with the insufficiency of funds, which brought Google into the picture. Google could sense the potential the product carried within and sailed a deal worth of $50 million to acquire Android in 2005. All the four company founders soon moved to the Googleplex to continue to develop the OS further under their new owners. The first public Android beta version 1.0 was finally published on 5th November 2007. Viewers noted that uh, more than more than 10 versions of Android is available now. Android version 1 series, Android 1.0 API 1 and 1.1 API 2. Android 1.0 API 1 was launched on the 23rd of September 2008. It was incorporated into the HTC Dream smartphone, aka T-Mobile G1 in the US. It has become the first ever Android device. The features it offered included Google Maps, YouTube, and HTML browser, Gmail, camera, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and many more. The unique feature at the time was the presence of an Android market, now Play Store, from where the users could download and update Android applications additional to what was already pre-installed a few months later. In February 2009, Google released the Android 1.1 API 2 update for HTC Dream. This time the aim was to make it more robust and user friendly. There were there were four major updates in this version. Saving of attachments in messages, availability of detail and review for business on Google Maps, longer in call screen timeout by default while the speaker phone was in use along with the ability to toggle the dial pad. Support was added for a murky in the system layouts. Android 1.5 API 3 aka Cupcake. This version came up in late April 2009 and was the first to have Google Desert their naming scheme and be incorporated in the Samsung Galaxy phone series. It was introduced with a lot of functionalities that we take for granted today. These updates included new features and enhancements to the ones already present in the above version. For example, some major updates included auto rotation, third-party keyboard, support support of widgets, video recording, enabling copy paste for browser, facility to upload video on YouTube, check phone using history, etc. Android version 1.6 API for aka Donut. Just after a couple of months in September 2009, Donut was released. One of its most significant feature was the inclusion of CDMA based networks that made it possible for carriers across the globe to support it. Earlier, only GSM technologies were in use. Other critical improvements, such as support for devices having different screen sizes, quick search boxes, and bookmarks on web browsers, full integration of gallery camera and cam recorder, camcorder with faster camera access, expansions of the gesture framework, text to speech, etc., were to introduce in the update. Android version 2 series, Android 2.2 API 5, 2.0.1 API 6, and 2.1 API 7 aka Eclair. Almost after a year of the version 1 release, version 2.0 was launched in October 2009. Key highlights of this update included the introduction of navigation in Google Maps with voice guidance, support for adding multiple accounts in one device, display of live wallpapers, a look screen with drag and drop unlocking functionality, additions to camera services such as flash and digital zoom, the inclusion of smarter dictionary for virtual. And after this version, Android 3 series, Android 4 series, 5 series, 6, 7, 8, 9 Pi series, and 10 series. And after all, this is the latest version of Android 11 API 30. Android 11 was recently released on the 8th of September 2020. This version has come up with a tagline, the OS that gets to what's important, and it's pretty much justified. Android 11 brings along capabilities to control conversations across multiple messaging apps all in the same spot. It allows the user to digitally select priorities for people they are conversing with and then show the most important conversation at the top and on the lock screen. Another distinguishing features is the chat bubble chat bubbles, similar to the Facebook Messenger, through which users can pin conversation from various messaging apps so they always appear on their screen. The built-in screen recording features has been introduced finally that avoids the installation of an extra app to record the screen. Enhancement have been brought to the smart reply features and the voice access functionalities. One more captivating feature is the device control capability that allows controlling all the connecting devices from one place. Google Play security has also been updated remarkably. 11 major versions have been launched by Android till date, and with each version, the OS promises to get better. Till the next release, let's speculate what never what newer capabilities could an OS unleash. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe my channel Unitech Logics.